Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Saturday, October 29th, 2016. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Aura News, where we bring you today's top stories translated into English every weeknight. The chairman of the Party for Justice, Integrity, and Unity reiterated today that he, together with the citizens, will not allow any cemetery for Greek soldiers to be established without first having cemeteries for the Cham people in Greece being established. The PJIU chairman also spoke of two important initiatives the party has prepared to resolve the Cham issue. The initiatives are for the establishment of a parliamentary inquiry commission to investigate the Cham genocide of 1944 when 20% of the population was eradicated. The second initiative is to register all those who lost their lives during that period with the endeavor to establish Cham cemeteries in Greece. The Cham issue is an issue of human rights. It is an issue of all Albanian people. We want reciprocal relations with Greece. We want dialogue with Greece. The PJIU is the party of all Albanians. The Cham issue is a matter of justice and dignity for Albanians. The genocide was programmed for 30 years. It still continues today. I am convinced that the upright will triumph. These are some arrogant insinuations to cover big truths. The academic should engage in revealing the truth. Genocide and violation of human rights is an injustice, declared the chairman of the Party for Justice, Integrity, and Unity. Democratic Party Chairman Lulzon Basha received Mr. Andrei Hunka and Mr. Joseph O'Reilly, the reporters of the European Council's Ombudsman Monitoring Commission, today, with whom he shared his concerns about drugs, crime, corruption, human rights and freedom violations, free media violations, and what he called the government's absence of will for free and honest elections. The DP chairman emphasized that cannabis in Albania is because of the Prime Minister's agreement with criminal groups, which he says incriminated Parliament and the public administration. According to Mr. Basha, the corrupt connection between crime and politics and monies coming from drug trafficking are destroying the political process in Albania. Mr. Basha declared that during the 2015 elections and Dibra's elections, the Prime Minister proved that money coming from drugs and criminal networks are used to buy citizens' votes, and he believes they will also be used in the upcoming parliamentary elections. The opposition's leader also added that the majority has delayed the electoral reform on purpose, which will present the greatest risk for the upcoming elections in 2017. The DP chairman responded to the reporter's interest in media freedom, declaring that the Prime Minister blackmails the media and pressures it to not investigate corrupt affairs very deeply. Prime Minister Edi Rama held a meeting today with Chorovoda farmers who advised them to unify their products in order to find a market where they can be sold. If you are alone, you cannot succeed. In order for your products to sell out at markets, you should unify your products, the Prime Minister said. Mr. Rama also commented on the Democratic Party chairman's statement for farmers. The DP chairman declared that they will give $100 million to the farmers without bureaucracies, but only based on their production. But how will he measure their production, said the Prime Minister, who also added that the area has a high tourist potential that has not been well overseen. Assembly Speaker Ilir Meta, accompanied by the Minister of Agriculture, visited an agricultural complex in a village of Fier. The Assembly Speaker considered the farm to be a model of success in developing agriculture and for creating new jobs. The agricultural complex follows the Dutch model and has expanded its abilities thanks to a 20 million lek fund received by the Agency for Agricultural and Rural Development. The Minister of Agriculture considers the farm to be a model in the milk industry and in the country. The Assembly Speaker spoke of supporting the agricultural sector by developing technology, which brings steady employment. This is the biggest farm in the area and is an example of how investments in agriculture can succeed. This farm guarantees milk production. The Ministry of Agriculture, through the Agency for Agricultural and Rural Development, has financially supported this project, and the investment guarantees milk of high quality, declared the Minister of Agriculture. This is a very successful farm. It has steady development and steady employment, the Assembly Speaker declared. Mr. Mehta and the minister called on farmers to construct more of such models in order to benefit from state funding. The chairman of the Party for Justice, Integrity, and Unity held a meeting with reps from the Alliance Against Waste Import, who presented their arguments against the law on integrated waste management. The chairman of the PJIU praised the role, activity, and causes of the civil society and encouraged the civil society to continue with their causes, considering them to have high public sensitivity. The Party for Justice, Integrity, and Unity is against the waste law, and its members did not vote on the law in the integrated waste management in Parliament. The Alliance Against Waste Import recently held several meetings with parliamentary groups, asking for their support against the law that paves way for the waste to be imported. The President of the Republic of Albania returned the law to Parliament for review, and the President's decree has now mobilized the Socialist Movement for Integration to find votes to repeal the law. The PJIU has openly spoken out against the law, while the Socialist Movement for Integration has asked for time to reflect before making a decision for or against the President's decree to return the waste law to Parliament. The Democratic Party is officially asking the European Council to monitor the situation of minor exploitation in Albania. The Democrat MP Albana Vokshi, who attended the European Council's Parliamentary Assembly in Paris, declared that the mission is necessary as there are a high number of children who are working or are in the street. Child exploitation for hard labor and the violation of their rights remains a concern in Albania. Referring to the official statistics of the International Labor Organization report, over 20% of Albania's children, those under the age of 18, live in absolute poverty. Children's organizations report that more than 100,000 children are undernourished and live in extremely difficult conditions, while 50,000 children work in the street. According to the Democrat MP, the European Council mission should also investigate the case of a minor who died in the Shara landfill. MP Vokshi, who is also the chairman of the Parliamentary Commission of Social Issues and Health, criticized what she called the government's corrupt practices for needy families. The World Bank reported that 47% of the Albanian population lives on just 500 lek per day. Unemployment has risen sharply. 34% of unemployment is occupied by young men and women, and unemployment among women and girls ranges from 50 to 70% in certain regions. Over 200,000 Albanian people, 33% of them children, emigrated to Europe in the last 2 years, while more than 200,000 Albanians applied for the American lottery, the Democrat MP said. According to the Democrat MP, Albania has a significant problem with violations of human rights. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Mari, and on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.